20. $15. 10. 9. Let's see. Let's go with 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Paranormal Central, broadcasting live from Central California with your hosts Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas. Broadcasting video worldwide at ParanormalCentral.net and broadcasting audio on the Dark Matter Network at ArtBell.com. Are you ready to witness something that you cannot explain?
I'm looking for you. You're looking for me. We have to decide what it will be. Can it be true? Can I believe the unexplained? Look into the sky. You realize you're not alone. Open your eyes. You can find trails that control.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Paranormal Central, broadcasting live from Fresno, California, in the middle of the hot desert, and I can't wait until this heat goes away. My name is Jeffrey Gonzalez. I am your host of Paranormal Central. I am also the founder of a group called the Sanger Paranormal Society, been in existence for over 12 years. We are not just a talk show host, we are investigators. We go out and we find the truth for you, and that's why we are here to give you the evidence that we find. Along with me tonight, Alan Thomas, my co-host,
Hello, everyone.
and Emerald Bonilla, manning the board behind the scene.
Womaning the board.
Womaning the board behind the scene. Thank you for showing up today, wherever you may be. I appreciate it. I know it's Sunday. You would rather be with your family, but if you're not, and if you're here, well, then I appreciate it even more. So kick back, relax. We're going to have a good time tonight. If you're watching us on ParanormalCentral.net, thank you. You are looking at our ugly mugs. But if you don't want to look at us, you can always go to the Dark Matter Network at ArtBell.com. Yeah, you heard me right, ArtBell.com. We have the photograph that we're going to be talking about on the Squatch Report right there on the homepage. Just look for Paranormal Central photographs for August the 10th, and that's where they are. All right. Again, I want to appreciate everybody showing up today. I know it's a little warm out there where we're at. It's like 100 degrees. And like I said, I don't care much for the heat, but it's almost time for it to start cooling down. So actually on the East Coast, apparently they're still cold or getting cold already. So, God, I wish I was there. All right. First of all, we're going to have the Squatch Report. We have Danny Valderrama, our Bigfoot investigator. He's going to give us the scoop on the past week's Bigfoot sightings, Bigfoot news from around the world, and let's hope his papers have a paperweight on it this time. Danny, you there?
I'm here. Fan is off. I'm sweating with everybody else.
That's right. Liar, you probably have the air conditioned full blast where you're at.
No, can't afford that.
Shut up. You make $1 million a year with all the overtime and so. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody. Cool. Danny, what's going on? Has Trevin gained at least 5 pounds?
I don't think so.
Dude.
He's like a little bird. Doesn't eat very much.
Doesn't he really? Wow.
It's going to take him a while.
Really? Okay. Well, then tell him to hurry up. Feed him.
Right.
So, okay, Mr. Danny Valderrama, let's go ahead and start with photograph number 1. And again, these photographs are on artbell.com if you like to go and check out those photographs. If you are on the road listening to us or want to listen to us or don't know how, yeah, pull over. No, but you can go to Art Bell, and they actually have an app that you can download and listen to the artbell.com Dark Matter Network, and that's kind of cool because we don't have an app here. We can't afford it, but Art Bell, they can. Dark Matter Network. So for all those who on Sundays are listening right now and want a way to listen to us via cell phone, that'll be the way to do it. So just go to the Dark Matter Network, and you can figure out how to get the app and all that kind of stuff. So, all right, let me go ahead and switch screens right now. Let's go to photograph number 1. And I guess we'll go to number 1 like there. All right, we got Bigfoot's throwing rocks at a cabin, and I have a feeling I know which one this is about. But go ahead.
This is right. This is from July 31st, from the Before It's News website and also Bigfoot evidence page. It was on a bunch of pages. Apparently, there's it's like a little kid. Apparently, there's a paranormal group called Dark Waters Paranormal Group that's been taking on this investigation into the Ape Canyon incident. They've been researching this for 5 years, trying to find the exact location of where this happened. And this happened in 1924 on July 10th. 5 miners were out gold mining along the Lewis River, and they happened to see some creatures. They have a creature, and they ended up shooting it, and it fell down a 400-foot cliff, and they thought it died because they didn't see it after that. They didn't see how far down it went, and later that night, as they went to bed, they could hear something else coming towards their cabin. They had a cabin that they had built in the middle of the woods near their claim, and they said it was what they shot was a 7-foot-tall ape-like creature, and it was hanging around the cabin area. So that night, when they went to sleep, as they got in their cabin, they started getting pelted by rocks, and then logs started hitting the cabin. The cabin started getting pounded on, and parts of the cabin were breaking off. Everything from the forest was getting thrown at the cabin for the whole night. They didn't sleep. They took turns, and there was a hole in the roof, and one of the miners got hit in the head and was knocked out for, they say, about 2 hours before he came to. And when they woke up in the morning, they went outside, and they saw tracks everywhere, measuring about 19 inches long. And from our other past stories, when we had put up a chart, a 19-inch footprint would mean that it was about 8.5 feet tall and around 600 pounds.
Cool.
They said that there were 4 creatures that they could hear outside.
I say they were awfully mad because you killed somebody, one of their families. Yeah, and that's what we talk about here. Because obviously we've already announced to the world that we were going to go out and try to bring back a body. And for those who are with us and going to go solo, don't do it, because this is the reason why. And Danny is explaining to you exactly why, because there's others around. Even though you don't see them, they're there. And that's where the picture number 2 is. We took a family vacation out there to Ape Canyon. And wait, who did this? Picture number 2. The paranormal group, or you did? No, me and my family. Oh, you guys did? Yeah. This is out in Washington near Mount St. Helens. So the second picture is driving down a road on the south side of Mount St. Helens. So the north side is what blew off, and this is the south side with the creek, probably filled with lava at one time. Okay. And then the next picture is the picture of the trailhead, because the road ends at the Ape Canyon trailhead. Got it. So I get a nice picture of that, and then the following picture, picture number 4, is the actual trail of Ape Canyon. It's a dark little trail going straight down. Now, why do they call it Ape Canyon? Because of this incident. As the incident. Okay. It's because of this incident right here. And I guess they were always seen around Mount St. Helens before the eruption, but not so much since the eruption. They think they're migratory, and they just pass through that area now. Wow. The cabin burned down in 1968 and was rebuilt, and then they thought was destroyed during the volcano eruption in the 80s. So these guys have been going back for 5 years trying to find where this cabin once stood, and they have found it. They believe is the area
they've been finding nails and big logs of wood, and they found a spoon, and they're having the spoon tested right now to see if it dates back to when these guys were there, the 1920s. And they believe that they have found the site. They're also filming a documentary about it. And they found the spring that the miners described that was nearby. They're not saying where it is because they don't want the area disturbed. But they've also found footprints, too, in the area, and they've casted those.
They're
the miners have talked about a cave nearby where they believe that the creatures are coming from. They haven't found that cave yet, but they're still looking. They're going back again this summer, and then also they have another trip in October planned with Cliff Barrickman and Craig Flippy. They're also going back with them to film, and this DVD is going to be out in the winter, DVD, and it's also a book. It's called Mountain Devil. And some of the Indian tribes in the area were also talking about these guys. They said that they are the Siatic tribe of Indians. It's a long-kept secret among the northwestern Indians. It's their so-called skeleton in the closet. They wouldn't tell any of the stories to anybody else because they said there's no way anybody would believe them.
Right.
But they said that they're said to kill by hypnosis, and they have a gift of ventriloquism, which means they can throw their voice and make it sound like they're in one place when they're actually in another. And they can imitate any bird in the Northwest. And they also have a keen sense of smell, and that's from the Indians who.
Wow!
That's from the Indians' history.
They can imitate any bird.
There you go.
Wow!
They can imitate really well any bird.
I perked up when I saw that.
Yeah, wow!
They also can sound like a monkey.
Wow! Do all you guys understand what he just said? When I just coincidental that you just said that, Danny, because I was listening to the whooping sounds, and you know what? I'll go ahead and play that again.
All right, that's good.
Okay, for all those, just listen. For everybody who's listening to the Squatch Report right now, stay tuned after Danny, because you guys are going to get another treat from us on some Bigfoot sounds. All right, Danny, continue.
That was interesting too, because I was talking to another person on the Bigfoot website, and he had heard owl sounds before he saw his.
Really?
Yep, and I told him too that we had the same thing. We heard the owls, and we didn't think it was owls because they circled our camp for like 45 minutes, making the same exact sound, no variation in the sound. And he said he wouldn't have believed it unless he heard it and saw it for himself.
Well,
so maybe I'll get him to come on the show.
At first, they sounded like monkeys for a little while. You know what I mean? There wasn't an owl at first. We were tripping on the monkeys. And then all of a sudden,
what
it turned into an owl, and then it stayed an owl.
What did your father-in-law say, Danny, when you played it to him?
Sounds like a bunch of monkeys.
Yeah.
And he doesn't believe in Bigfoot, huh?
Nope.
No, but he said you guys recorded monkeys. What was the exact words?
Where'd you guys go, to the zoo?
Really? Wow, is that cool?
It's kind of like the zoo over there. Yeah.
That is very cool.
No cage, though, separating us from them.
No, there isn't.
Oh, my floor should be here next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, man. We can't. Now we'll have to make a trip.
No, you think?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, continue, Danny.
Okay, the next story. Story number 2.
Oh, yeah.
Number 2.
This was big all over the internet.
Yep.
This was on
Even
about every news, but I got it off the Doubtful News.
Yep.
This was shot at 5:45 a.m. on August 4th, 2014. There was a bear just strolling through the neighborhood in New Jersey. The guy just happened to be out at 5:45 in the morning with his camera somehow and caught this bear just walking through his neighborhood. Some people said it was Bigfoot. Some people said it was a man in a costume because it was walking in its hind legs.
I think it was a bear in a bear suit.
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
Yep.
A bear in a bear suit.
Mm-hmm.
It
Okay.
could only be a bear in a bear suit.
Yep.
It's a pretty cool video. He's looking through the trash cans. He's walking through the trees in the background. He drops down to all fours occasionally, but not for very long. Looks like he's struggling. Looks like his paws are injured.
Right.
So, and that's what some of the people from this local zoo said too, that his paws may be injured, and they may be healing, and he may be going back to all fours, or he may have been born with a birth defect. Or it may have got him caught in a trap or something. Never know.
Right. Now,
It seemed to be struggling when it was on all fours.
Right. I saw that. Yeah, I saw the video when it came down. It was like hurting really bad. So I think it was injured. And by people out there who are naysayers and debunkers, as soon as they saw this video, they're pretty much going to say, you know what? Any other bipedal photograph that you guys get, it's a freaking bear, because there's proof that they walk on their hind legs. But
Yep.
you know what? You can't do that.
Yeah, but look at
And
that
some people
bear.
were saying, yeah, Bigfoot. Oh, wait a minute, it's bear. Yeah, you guys are just seeing walking bears.
Yep.
Well,
So
they
Dr.
had
Jeff Meldrum came in
that's
this week, and he's the professor of anatomy and anthropology at Idaho State, and that's the next picture. He took this opportunity to show a figure from his new field guide, the Sasquatch field guide, and he has a page in there that shows the difference between a bear and a Sasquatch.
see
And
now
it's
that's
easier.
better.
And if you have his field guide for $7.95 from Parak.com, then you can easily identify a bear from a Bigfoot.
Right.
And it shows on there where the ears are set on both of them. It shows that a bear has a snout, where a Bigfoot has a flat face,
Duh.
sloping shoulders, and on a bear, and the Bigfoot has broad shoulders, short limbs on the bear. Bigfoot has long limbs that go past its knees, and the bears are usually small, 5 to 6 feet tall, where the Bigfoots are huge. You're looking up at them, 7 to 10 feet tall.
Right.
And they usually have the same colors. So he hopes this helps with misidentification on all these. 'Cause most of the time you just get a fleeting glimpse as you're turning to run,
Yeah.
and you automatically think, oh, Bigfoot.
I think it's more common sense than anything. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, really. Why? I'm not going to say that.
Both of them can eat you.
I'm just, why do you have to go make a pamphlet to tell people what a bear looks like and what a bear does not look? I mean, you know what I'm saying? You can tell
Because you're
people.
funding your little project.
Yeah, I guess. All right. We need to write a book. We need to put up.
That's the one that everybody says too. That isn't a Bigfoot. That was a bear.
Yeah.
Like, not the Bigfoot I saw. If there was a garbage can the size of the garbage can standing by that little bear, it wouldn't even have went up to its knee. The Bigfoot
I think
saw.
the one you saw, the garbage can would look like a thimble.
Yeah, it made me feel small. I mean, when I looked up and seen that it was head and shoulders above the bush, that was 3 feet above me. Like the bush was 3 feet above my head, and then the Bigfoot was a good 2 or 3 feet above that, his head. So it was like, man, I didn't hang out long, really.
Right.
I did like Danny said, while you're running away. No.
All right. Let's go. Number 7.
Yes, the next story is a foot that turned up in
Oh, I saw that
Pennsylvania.
foot.
This
Yeah.
is from the Channel 21 News in Pennsylvania. Somebody out in the woods had reported finding a foot, skeletal remains of a human foot. So the police were called, and it looks similar to a human foot. And this was on Monday, August 4th. And again, Dr. Jeff Meldrum got a hold of this information and wanted to put this to rest quickly. So he posted the next picture, picture 8, showing the differences between a bear paw and a human foot. And he was able to determine, because of all the information that you can see on that picture, so you can see the fibula, which is F on the first picture, number 7.
So we're
So
looking at right now.
on there you can
We're looking at picture number 8 now, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
But on picture number 7, he labeled the
Gotcha.
areas so that you could easily identify what he's talking about.
Right.
He said it's definitely a hind paw of a bear. He says the terminal phalanges has been snipped off. And if you look at it, the top part on the bear picture of the claws aren't there. So he says somebody snipped those off to keep it on the pelt. So this was probably a hunter that did this, and he's going to have the bear stuffed, and all he needs is the pelt. So he's going to keep the claws on there.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
to make it look like realistic in
Realistic,
his living
right.
room.
Wow. In the living room.
I don't know. People collect the claws too, and they make
Yeah,
necklaces
necklaces.
and stuff out of them. So I mean, they might have
So
just
on
cut
their,
the leg off and cut them off.
Okay, we're back on picture number 8.
Okay, so the fibula is labeled F, and because it's on the outside of the leg, it means that it's the left foot. And the inner toe is the smallest. That's the M. That's called the medial toe, and he has that labeled. And that means that he said that's definitely a bear paw. Any investigator worth their salt should be able to be familiar with this, because it reflects poorly on all of us when we attribute such finds to Bigfoot right away.
It would have been, if the claws would have been on here, then it would not have put any doubt in anybody's mind what this thing was.
They would have said it was Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Somebody found Freddy Krueger.
So, but, yeah. So, I mean, at first when I saw it, I went, holy mackerel, no way. But, yeah, too bad. I was disappointed, so.
And it's narrow at the bottom, too. The foot is
Uh-huh.
narrow at the bottom, not like a human foot, too. So
I'm looking at photograph number 8 with the 2 skeleton, and the left is the bear, obviously, because of the claws, and then the right is the human. So
is the human.
Right.
So get familiar with those. So when you see them out there, it's usually when you find the bear print or the bear skeleton in the forest, you can see where the knuckles are cut off. On the human, it has like 3 little small parts to it, and on the bear it has like 2 big parts and a little part, and these little parts usually missing because that's the part that's connected to the claws. So when you see the foot just all of a sudden ends with no small little pieces remaining, then it's usually a bear.
it's very seldom that anybody finds any remains of a bear, period.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like how this guy found this, if it's just by luck. I mean,
He maybe
Probably because the hunter didn't hide it. He just left it out. He took the hide and left the rest there.
maybe
or
he was
scattered
the
it.
hunter
oh, maybe he got eaten.
or a
Maybe
friend
he
of
got-
his. Because
Maybe
I
he
mean,
got
I've been
eaten.
in the woods all my life, and I never found a bear bones. I found deer, but I never, ever, never found a bear ever. Seen bears, live ones, but never saw a dead one. Not
Right.
unless we shot it.
Yep, we see bears up at the spot that we go
Oh, yeah.
to too.
Oh,
All
yeah.
the time.
I have a whole
They are
like,
there.
all the
They
game
are
cameras
there.
we have. I have probably a dozen bear pictures with cubs, that I could post up.
Right on. So what else is going
All
on?
right. That's it.
That's it. Now, a video just came out. Alan was talking about it. I got a guy on a skateboard going down a hill.
Yeah,
think he
I posted that on
posted
your
on
paranormal page.
Is that old or is that fairly new?
It's new.
knew. Now, I
It's brand
thought...
new. It's just making the rounds.
Okay,
But it was too long to play on here, so I put it on the paranormal page instead.
Okay, for all those, Paranormal Central is the like page on Facebook. If you have not liked that page, I suggest you do so, because Danny and myself and Alan, and we have a couple of people who will post on that as well. As soon as we get something right off the wire, it will go there and in our personal pages. So there is a video that just came out where the guy is skateboarding with a GoPro on, I'm thinking, on his helmet, and he happens to have gotten what seems to be 2 black objects moving in either side of him, and it's really quick, so you really can't tell what they are. I only looked at it really quick, so
Yeah, they have a freeze frame of it too. It was taken in Lake Tahoe, in Tahoe City, and he's going down a hill on his skateboard. And if you look at the 240 mark, you can see what looks like footprints going across the road. Someone said that there was a lake on the right side, and the creature was standing in the bushes on the left side. You can kind of see it as he's coming up to it. There's something that's really black, all one color, standing between 2 trees. And as he turns his head, he doesn't see it because the GoPro camera has that fisheye lens that can see a lot more than you can.
Oh, okay.
And so he probably didn't see it at the time. Well, he didn't see it at the time. He was reviewing the tape, and he saw something standing there. but he didn't see the footprints crossing the road.
Hmm.
You can see that they are like wet footprints crossing the road right where the creature was standing.
Ooh, I have to go back and watch that then.
So
Okay.
that's what I noticed, only I didn't see anybody posting on that about the footprints. Only I was trying to freeze frame it on the Bigfoot, and it went like a little bit far past the Bigfoot, just like a couple seconds. And when it freeze framed, there was the tracks on the road, the wet tracks. There's only like 3 that go across the road. So if it, and they were like straight in front of each other. Okay, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like instead of how we walk, because there would have been like 8 footprints of mine on that road. There's only 3. So whatever crossed,
It was pretty tall.
yeah, whatever left that had a really big stride, and it crossed the road in 3 steps.
Right.
Is that, I thought that's the thing I saw, and I didn't read any of the comments, or I even had the sound off when I was looking at the video. So I thought the first part was boring. Even I didn't know the guy was
Yeah,
talking.
it takes a while to get going, but
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, I was just reading it. I'm like, screw it. I just went right straight.
Right.
Like moved it ahead.
Cool.
But yeah, that was a good one. I like that video.
All right. We'll have to go back and watch that though. Okay. Anything else, Danny?
that's it.
All right. Thank you very much, sir, and we shall
right.
talk next week.
Okay.
Thank you. See ya.
All
Later,
we'll see ya.
Danny.
Bye.
Bye.
All
Hey,
right,
remember
that was
that?
Mr.
What was it?
Danny.
Creepy Mountain? Is that what it was?
Right.
Everybody, I checked into that.
Okay.
The
What do you find?
Creepy Mountain thing. I found it's a place where people see Bigfoot, and they hear a bunch of creepy sounds in Alabama. In fact, Finding Bigfoot went and did a show on that mountain, and that's how it got the Creepy Mountain.
Hence the
name,
name.
because that's what they called it, Creepy Mountain.
Mhm.
So that basically that's what it is. Bigfoot's over there, creepy sounds, and Finding Bigfoot did a show.
Cool.
Over there. So not much more than that,
Yeah. Right on. All right. What we are going to talk about today basically is going to be everything. I didn't really get into, the research. My dad was in the hospital, had some surgery, so I was, preoccupied with that sort of kind of. But otherwise, there's still some things that we want to talk about. Let's say, for an example, I wrote down a couple of things. You know what? I was last weekend. I was helping the Little League baseball team. I donated some cameras for them, and they're going to put some cameras out the Little League baseball stadium at Bakeman Field here in the Sunnyside area. And the head guy who's in charge was there, and another electrician, and myself, and I was talking to the head guy's name is Tony. And, a lot of people know me, but they don't know what I kind of do on the side as a hobby, which I consider this to be a hobby. And I started telling him about the missing people up in the Sierras, and he looked at me, and then he asked me, where about do these people go missing? And I pretty much told him. I started naming off some towns, some locations. Then he looked at me, and he's retired now, but he was in the union for the carpentry, so he basically is a construction worker in carpentry. And he said, you know what? 5 years ago, we had one of our members go missing. And I go, well, where? And he goes, Dinky Creek. And I go, what? And I go, yeah, he went missing in Dinky Creek, and they found his car, and they found his gun inside his car, but not him, and they never found his body. And I was trying to get a hold of him. My son was having a baseball after season swim party, and he was there, but he was kind of busy. And I called his son and got a message. I got his phone number, and I was going to call him to come on, so that way he can say the name, because he told me the name, but I forgot the name. So hopefully tonight, while we're doing the show, I'm going to go ahead and text his son, and hopefully I can get a hold of him or whatever, because I called him right now and his phone was turned off. So I want to have him come on, basically verify what I just said and give the name, because what if, but this is 5 years ago, so, what if he then happens to be in this book, the Missing 411 book, like, Alan, when we interviewed David Paulides, it just so happened Alan happens to know a person in this book that went missing, and he knew him very well. It just kind of blew him away. So, Dinky Creek is actually the area where, how far is Dinky Creek from the spot?
like if the crow flies, probably about, I don't know, probably about 60 miles.
Oh, that's a long way.
60
Okay.
or 80.
Right.
Actually, for Bigfoot, not that far.
Not that far. Okay. So, people are going missing all the time, guys, and we are finding people who know people who have gone missing. And I want to get more information on this guy's name, and in that way we can definitely get into it and talk about it. Hopefully, maybe it is in this missing 411 book, so we'll see. So
I actually got like a few more reports this week from, we were talking about the Native American
Mhm.
thing, and there was a couple of friends, and they were at Dinky Creek, and they saw a Bigfoot, and it was right around the 4th of July. So they might, and I asked him, was it, I haven't got back with them, but was it the white and black, the white one that was black and brown on the bottom?
right.
They haven't got back to me, but only they said they're going to come back, they're going to get back with me, and they're going to tell their whole story, and maybe I could have them call in and,
Okay.
and talk to them, because they saw Bigfoot at Dinky also.
Okay. Right on.
And they were at Dinky proper. Okay, the other guy was past Dinky a little ways and down a dirt road. These guys are right at Dinky.
Wow. No, guys, what else can I say? We're trying to warn you guys on going camping and going hiking by yourselves. You guys knock it off. Don't do it anymore. I'm telling you right now, stop. Right? For some reason, people are going missing now way more than I can ever imagine, and they're not finding these people. All right? Is Bigfoot abducting them? Right now, that is our main suspect, is the Bigfoot. From all of the evidence, and people are telling us, from the Native Americans have been telling us, that this is possibly maybe the reason for these people that are going missing. But we can't confirm that. We can't. But everything is
Some
telling
of it
us.
sounds like aliens.
You know what?
And we've had
That's where I was
stories
going to
of
go too.
that
Yeah. Abductions also. I don't know. I think definitely the abductions are in there someplace, but usually when you get abducted, you get brought back. But if you're abducted by those guys from up there, and you guys are taken away, then what's the purpose for that? Government experiment, exchange program, who knows? But
I was looking at that video just like 2 days ago, doing editing on the website and looking for different things to put onto it.
Liz says Robert Willis. Look that up in the book.
Liz,
A guy from Elizabeth Merchant on chat. She said, look up Robert Willis. And
Robert Willis,
yes, from Pro Brothers.
that's him.
That's what she said.
Robert Willis, that's him. Now that name is, oh crap, you look it up.
Thanks, Liz.
Are you kidding me? Robert Willis? Holy mackerel. That's the name. Robert Willis. Now it just hit me. I got goosebumps, guys. Seriously. Holy crap.
And if he's in the book, that's going to trip me out.
Oh, no freaking way. Okay, you guys don't mind. This is just, I'm seriously, I got the hairs on my back right now are standing up. I'm going to call my guy, Tony, and we're going to see if we can confirm this right now. This is
I don't
just...
see a Robert Willis in here.
Hold on. This is just way freaking too cool. I mean, not too cool for the family. Sorry, but I'm gonna take my headphones off. Hold on. This is just...
Yeah, well, when I was looking at those videos about, and we're talking about the aliens, I found the handprint that was on the hood, the picture of the handprint of the alien on the hood.
We talked about that one a while ago.
It's, man, it made me stop. I was like, whoa, there he is. Because it's weird. There's an alien
Tony.
here somewhere, and it has a hand that's exactly the same.
Behind
Where-
you?
No, I looked at that one, but only the thumb on the alien. It doesn't come out like right here. It comes out down here on the wrist.
Yeah.
And that's the same as that picture. It's like, wow.
You know what? Let me call it. His son was just there. Let me call his son. I want to get him on, you guys. This is just too freaking... This is just
Like all the names are like right here.
this is just way too cool, guys. This is
What did you say it was again?
Robert Willis.
Robert Willis.
How come I can't get a hold of anybody right now? Huh? What? Watch the light.
Uh-oh.
You got it plugged in?
See,
CC.
Okay,
we're
he's
still
not-
good.
Okay. Phew. He's not answering. I'm gonna keep trying, guys. I'm gonna try his dad and his son because I got to get him on just to confirm the name.
I'm glad my computer just doesn't die like Alan.
Man, me too.
That was
Because mine will
close.
flat turn off and you'll be like, uh-oh, where'd the signal
The
go?
Men in Black did it.
Huh. Nope, we're all good. Still no answer?
No, they're not answering.
Wilkes.
Neither one. And I just saw him an hour ago at Christian's baseball swim party.
Well, it's not in here.
Dang it. That's what she saw it. He's not answering. Okay, we're gonna keep talking, and I'm gonna keep trying, you guys, because this I gotta get him
She
on.
saw it in here?
Yes, and she saw it. It's just on there. What, Elizabeth? If you're on the chat, what?
Robert Willis Jr.
Robert Willis Jr.
Yeah,
Then you know what? If you Google it, it might come up as far as missing people.
I'll get it.
All right. So while they are trying to get that going there, this just took me for a left turn here. Yeah, we got to find out if this guy.
Eastern United States.
Huh?
Eastern.
Oh crap.
That's why.
Then where is the other one? I don't remember where the other one got. Okay, talk then. Talk while I look for that other book.
What's the name of the book?
Well, it's missing,
Missing
411.
411.
I have both.
But it's the Western one. I'm looking in the Eastern
Yeah,
one.
I had the Western one.
Oh,
I gotta
okay.
find that.
See, yeah. Yeah, well, there's been, like, surprisingly, this last July, there's been a lot of Bigfoot sightings from Shaver Lake all the way to... all the way from Dinky to Shaver Lake and back. Lots of Bigfoots.
We go through the extreme for you guys. I hope you realize that. Falling lights and...
Jeffrey almost ate a light. So did you find it in that one?
I found a Willis. I don't know if it's
The Willis?
well, yeah.
Man, I tell you, that's going to be weird if there's another one in the book. You know?
know?
Yeah.
Well, not personally, but...
You should play those monkey or those
Yeah, well,
owl
I got that.
sounds,
I got
you know.
yeah, but I was
Gotta-
trying to get that Tony on the phone. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I'm like trying to find that book, and we got the book. I thought I had the right book to begin with, but
Yeah, it was close.
I wonder if they're in church right now.
You know what? I can't find it.
Really? And that one either?
Is that one the West Coast?
Western United States.
Yeah,
That's it. That's the
the
one.
Robert Willis. I could have sworn that's what he told me. That's what Tony said to me. But both phones are turned off, and I think they probably might be at church too. I'm not sure. Crap. Okay. Well. All right. Well, let's continue on. I was, on Facebook, a lot of people post a lot of stuff, and somebody posted from a Bigfoot blog. There is a website called answers.com, and they actually displayed, according to them, the 10 most influential Bigfoot evidence of all time. And it's on Answers. As a matter of fact, if you don't believe me, go Google right now, everybody. And the website's answers.com. But just Google answers.com best Bigfoot evidence or something of that nature. The number one that they list is you guys remember Destination Truth when they went to, what was it, the Himalayas? Or I think it was Himalayas, right?
Himalayas.
And they found that one footprint,
Yep.
and they cast it. That's not the way you say it. They
It was
cast
like
it.
the best looking footprint I ever saw.
Yeah. But it didn't seem like it looked like a Bigfoot. It had a different creature type, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So they brought that back to the States, and the media went cuckoo on it, right? And I'm pretty sure everybody remembers that. Well, the number 2 best evidence of a Bigfoot was the Patterson-Gimlin film of 1967. Okay, guess what number?
That's the best one.
But guess what number 3 was? The windows of my truck. That is number 3 on their list. Now it states that in 2011, a paranormal group out of California goes a Memorial Day weekend trip, and on the picture, it actually has David Ragosa's hand next to a footprint, and that's actually on the picture. You can actually see it. But they say that when the investigators came back and they discovered a photograph on the trail camera. So there's 2 things that they got wrong, and I don't know which evidence are they talking about, because you guys remember that we got that photograph of the Bigfoot walking up a hill. David did anyways when I was there with him in 2008. 2011 was the windows of my truck incident Memorial Day weekend. So they sort of kind of got the story mixed up. So I'm thinking that they got to be talking about the windows. They have to be talking about the what? Yeah.
By the date.
By the date, they're talking about the windows. And when we did our press conference many moons ago, we told everybody this is right up there with the Patterson-Gimlin film of 1967. Now, you guys all know who we had on the show last week, right? It was an excellent show. We had William Munns on, the monster creator, special effects designer back of the days of the 1960s, 70s, right? He designed Swamp Thing and worked on a lot of cool shows. Well, remember when I was talking to him, I told him, you know what, I'm going to send you some photographs and stuff. You know, he had no idea who we are. I just got lucky and got him to come on and talk about his book. So that night, or the day after, it was the day after that we had him on the show on a Monday, I sent him photographs of the Bigfoot walking up the hill that David got on his camera in 2008. And I sent him the photographs, the other photographs, and then me standing in the spot. And I also sent him photographs of the windows. And then, what's kind of cool is that he sent back me a Bigfoot creature, and he actually got 3 photographs and put them and made them as a collage on a one snapshot type of deal, like me standing in the same spot with the Bigfoot sort of kind of off to the right hand side, and he actually did that on his own. And then I went, oh, cool, because I told him, people said it was a bear, people said it was a tree. That's okay, the light's okay. And he says, and he didn't say anything. I told him I would love for you to come down with us to the spot so you can, try to debunk this your own self. And he didn't say anything. Then I sent him the photographs of the windows, right? And then he basically responded back, and I told him, what do you think? And he goes, well, as far as the shadow goes, I would have to go and see the area and then the shadows and stuff. But and then he says, but shadows don't make impressions on windows either. And that's what he said. And that's it. He didn't go any further into it. Again, a lot of people don't know what we have, what type of evidence we do have. And I think, William Munns had no idea who he was talking to when we did the interview on what type of evidence we do have. And we're not just your average Joe Blow who talks about stuff here. We've got it. And among other things, as far as photograph evidence and possible DNA, which I know for a fact we have the DNA from a Bigfoot, we also have audio sounds. Now, you guys remember what Danny said 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, that the Native Americans pretty much said on an article that just came out that Bigfoots can now imitate just about any type of bird out there. Now, what would be the reason for that? Several reasons. Hunting, try to throw somebody off like a hiker or a hunter. If they're going to attack and try to kill you, or maybe you happen to come up on them by accident. This is a way where they can throw you off and do a bird sound, and it's only a bird, let's go, type of deal. Well, Memorial Day weekend this year, we had a show a week after Memorial Day weekend, right, about in May. We had what we thought was an owl, a barred owl, hooting at us. But we all know it wasn't an owl because it was just too freaking loud, and it was too in our face. And the barred owls are not supposed to be in this area. They're not. So just by coincidence, I was just listening to this before we went on the air. So what I'm going to do for all those who have never heard this before...
I talked to a ranger about the barred owls in this area, and they said they're killing them. If they do find one, they kill it.
Really?
Yeah,
because they're eating probably other...
It's like invading the territory of the other owl, the spotted, and the different owls here,
Right.
And they actually if they see one, they shoot it. And there's not many of them, if there is any.
Right. And it wasn't what we heard with a barn owl. Okay.
No.
For all those who are tuning in right now for the first time, especially on the Dark Matter Network at artbell.com, this is probably one of our... Again, we have so many good shows here, you guys. If you guys missed this show, I am so sorry, but it is in the archive. And it is for the month of May, like 28th, 29th, 30th, right there, or
probably June
1st. Oh, yeah, between June 1st and June 6th. It is archived. And it is archived if you want to listen to it back then or whatever. But I'm going to play it for you right now only because this was unbelievable that this happened to us.
And owls don't chase people like Robert.
Yeah, so what I'm going to play for you is just so happens to be the recording that I got on my iPhone that night when we were setting up camp. And after the camp was set up, then these things, everybody started to hear trees and branches breaking. And then all of a sudden they heard them in this area around the campsite, and all of a sudden now they're wandering and they're actually walking around our campsite. It's like, do owls actually do that? No.
First it was monkeys.
Yeah.
I mean, for like half an hour,
we heard monkeys.
There was nothing but monkey sounds.
Right, and like Danny
doing the
said,
same circle as the owls did.
Right. So okay, I'm gonna play it for you guys. Here you go.
This is good.
I'm going to forward it a little bit more. All right. Okay, here we go. I'm going to crank it up.
You want to do some hoops?
Yeah, go for it. Okay, now what we're gonna do? We have
have the girl do it.
We had a girl that was with us.
Seriously. No, have the girl do it. Try it. Try it like this. Do it. Go ahead. Just like that.
That was us.
Ah. Go again. 3 times. A little slower.
And the owl liked her.
That's her doing it.
Yeah.
One more.
Sorry.
care how close it is to us.
See, you guys have to understand. Think of an owl, a foot tall, and you know.
There's no such thing as Bigfoot.
I've heard owls, and we've been going to this spot since 2007, and we have never, ever, ever seen or heard an owl ever in our lives. All right? But you guys have to understand, these things were walking. We can hear them go. We can hear the branches breaking around our campsite, and these sounds were going with the broken branches. That's the girl. And if you guys go look up barred owls in any place on the internet, they will show you where they are from, the locations they are primarily. Okay. And there's more than one. We can hear there's two of them making these sounds. There's no barred owls down here. There is not.
That's a really sick owl.
That's,
right there.
yeah, that's the David Rigosa, I think.
That owl ate the beans for dinner. No.
It's like saying that the creature that we got walking up the hill in 2008 was a grizzly bear. Okay? That's basically what you're saying here. That this is a barred owl. But if you go and look on the maps, and Google it, you guys, I'm telling you right now, go Google barred owls and their habitat and the locations that they are usually. Central California is not even close. There are no barred owls here, period. So we were thinking, well, then how do they know to make this particular sound? If they migrate down from up north, which a lot of people say they do, then that's where they know how to learn how to imitate a barred owl. But these things were right in our face. See, you can hear them loud because they were right there, not more than 50, 30 yards from us. And that's freaking close, you guys. 20 yards, 25 yards from us. They were right there. It was loud. It was loud. You know, these oops, sorry. Okay, that's it. So, again, I wanted you to hear that only because this is some cool stuff that we have. You know, we're investigators. We go up and we go in looking for Bigfoot. We go look for UFOs because that's what we do here. And this is the stuff that we get. A lot of people are tripping out that why are we getting all this evidence? You guys are hoaxing it. There's no way you guys can get so much good evidence. Well, let me tell you guys something. We found the spot. Oh, no, I'm going to rephrase that. David found the spot. David Rigosa found the spot. And that's why we are able to go there, because he brought me there in 2007 when the 2007-2008 incident on that Bigfoot walking up the hill. That's when we got that. That basically changed everything for us here. So when investigators go looking for Bigfoot out there, whether you're in the East Coast, West Coast, South End, West, North End, I don't care. Some people have, how do you call it? What do they call it? Their
habituation.
Thank you. Habituation areas where they know the Bigfoots are located. That's what we have here. We have one. So we don't have to go hiking for hours and days and spend weeks and months up in the mountains to go see if we can find one footprint. We go to the spot where we find tons of footprints, and we don't care about footprints anymore because there's like a dime a dozen to us. The other day we were out there. Oh, look, here's one right here. Sure enough, now I'm not going to say it's a B-E-A-R footprint, but it's a B-A-R-E footprint. A footprint basically of a large, whatever primate or person.
Yeah.
That's 14, 15 inches, okay? Then somebody's going to say, well, then if somebody took off their shoes and they're walking up there on the dirt road. You know how stupid that sounds? Seriously, how stupid that sounds?
Especially with poison oak all around and bears and all these other things around there. You're not walking around barefooted. There's no water anywhere near there.
And what would a basketball player be doing walking around up there? Because somebody who has a 15-inch footprint is going to be freaking it's about 7 foot and inches tall. All right? They're not going to be up there. So, don't give me that.
It didn't stay on the road either.
No.
It only made one track on the road.
Right.
All the rest of it was going off in the woods.
Right.
And I know nobody goes running off in the woods without shoes.
Right. Great. That's a great statement to make.
You'd be crazy.
Because if there was somebody with no shoes on, barefoot, walking up there, they're going to stay on the trail. Why only make one footprint?
Right.
It's because it was coming from up the hill down and tried to cross over and couldn't make it and landed 1 foot on the dirt and then jumped over. So he didn't quite make it all the way over because they don't like to leave footprints.
No, they don't.
They try to keep the street because, once you find one, then you're going to see if you can track this thing. Like, Alan tried. All right? So they try not to leave footprints. They don't.
I try. I could do pretty good, even in the bush part.
I'm going to call Tony again.
I can track them pretty good.
You didn't find it, Emerald, in the book?
No, it's not. It's not.
How did she come up with Robert Willis then?
She just knows him.
She Googled. If you Google it, it
Oh.
comes up too.
Oh, so that's how she found out. Okay.
Well, she said she knows.
Yeah, she
And
was
then
saying
she
that her
Googled it.
family, that guy's family, still goes looking for him
No.
up there. Yeah, that's sad, huh?
Wow. Okay, let me call Tony. I have to get him on.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, he's not in the book then, you guys. So Elizabeth knows the family, and they still go looking for him. You
See
imagine
now,
that? Wow.
I want to point something out about that area, the spot. Okay, like a lot of people, they look at what we have and they're like, that could be this or this could be that. But only now, what happened on the windows? We have Mickey Burrows. He is a forensic scientist, right? He collects. He's like a CSI crime policeman. That's his job. When these prints were on the windows, the first person we called was Mickey. Mickey went and did, we got the truck to him right away, and he did the whole workup on the truck like if it was a crime scene. He took pictures, he swabbed for DNA, he did fingerprints, he did the whole crime scene investigation on this truck with these prints from a Bigfoot on it. All right. Then he goes, without anybody telling him, he wants to know what made that print on the window. What was it? He doesn't know. We don't know. We're saying it's Bigfoot. He doesn't believe in Bigfoot. The next time we see Mickey, he did a whole workup on the windows. He had a mountain lion, a bear, and a gorilla, and he matched them. He's like, what in the woods matches these lips and nose? And he couldn't find one animal in the woods that matched the lips and nose. So the only animal he could find that matched it identical is a gorilla. There's no gorillas up there. There's no gorillas. Okay, we don't have gorillas in the Sierras. Okay, now Mickey never saw a Bigfoot yet. Never. But he saw evidence. And now Mickey believes in a Bigfoot. Because he's an evidence guy, right? I mean, his whole life is evidence. That's what he does, is collect evidence and prove it in court and stuff like that. So when he found evidence of a Bigfoot, lips, really big lips, really wide nose, 5 times bigger than a human's, even 6 or 8 times bigger, and then it matches a gorilla. I mean, the closest matching thing is a gorilla, and even a gorilla is smaller than what he found on the windows. The evidence showed him that there is this ape man thing in the woods by the evidence that he was finding.
Now, if you go Google the window, the truck, and all that kind of stuff, you're going to find a statement that's on there that says it has been debunked. It was a bear.
Right.
There is one website out there that did this. All right. It's a website called Ghost Theory. Somebody grabbed the photograph or the picture of the full facial on the back window of my truck, and what they did is they superimposed a polar bear. You heard me right, a polar bear putting his paws and his snout on the back window. And what they did is they rearranged the paws and they made them larger or smaller to make it fit perfectly on the back window, like it actually did the smear on the back window. And they, in Ghost Theory, placed it on their website and said, "Oh guys, it's been debunked. It's a bear." But the guy had to go and get the guy. What?
Where's the footprints at? Here?
The only one I have is Jeff Meldon's footprint, and that's going to be in a case, which I believe it might be in the garage, unfortunately.
I was going to pull out a footprint.
But there's the one that I physically casted in right there on top that really looks like crap. But I physically cast. That was my first cast, and it stinks, you guys. I know. Shut up, Emerald.
You can still see the toes.
Okay.
And everything.
That was my first cast, and I actually took a video of that, and I have it on my laptop, but my computer went down, and hopefully Alan's going to be able to retrieve what I have on there, but I physically cast that myself, and you could see the impressions of the toes and all that, and there was a lot of brush in it and stuff like that, but that was my footprint. That right there is about 13 inches. Yeah, about 13 inches. And that we got at, and I know right there by looking at it, you guys, it just looked like a bunch of casts thrown in there, but no, it was a footprint.
Well, if you Google those, that's the kind you see all over the internet. There's only a few that
are perfect.
Really good.
And the only one you're going to get that are perfect is that there's nothing but dirt, and it's like very soft enough for the actual foot to leave the most perfect impression of a foot. And that's how you're going to get really good ones. But otherwise, the ones that come out like the one I just did is because we're up in the frickin' forest, and there are needles, pine cones, leaves, all that all over the ground. And when an object presses its foot in something like this, all that is pressed in it, and you don't want to pull all that out, because then you're going to disrupt the dirt, and you're going to basically mess up everything. So, David tried to tell me how to do it. As close as I can, and anyways, that's what I came up with. So, but no, you could see the footprints. All right, so. All right.
And we found way better ones, but only like Jeff said, every time you go, there's 10 footprints that you find, and if you go hiking off, you can find more. What's the point of casting all these footprints?
Right. And
we have cameras. We want pictures.
And the one that we were just talking about on the dirt road, the dirt is so hard, you can whatever pressed its footprint on this dirt, you can barely see the toes and stuff on it, but there's a footprint there. Yeah. It's just that it's not enough depth into pour cast in it, or else it would have been a perfect footprint. But we're talking millimeters,
and we couldn't even leave anything on the road.
Right,
it was hard. Right. Our footprint didn't even
a boot or anything. You're right.
Nothing.
Right.
I mean, you could tell that we stepped there, but you couldn't see an outline of anything, right? But you could see the outline of that foot very well.
So whatever it was
done
heavy.
Only like an hour before we walked up through there. That's the good part. It was
fairly new.
See, me and David went out walking at 7. I think it was like 7:30 in the morning, and we found that footprint. And that footprint had been made just prior to us showing up there. So that means somewhere in the 5 o'clock in the morning time, between 5 and 7, that footprint was set down right there in the middle of nowhere on a dirt road that dead ends, and we were camped in the middle of that road. So, I mean, whoever would have went by had to go by us. They didn't go by,
Okay. I had a Ito, as a matter of fact, mentioned the other day that, hey, how come you guys don't talk about ghost that often.
We only get a few.
We don't get that
stories.
many calls on ghosts, and if we do, we're able to talk to them. You know, there's a lot of paranormal groups out there, and their main mostly ghost groups. There's a lot of ghost investigation groups, and what they do is they go out and they look for businesses and homes that are, let's say, old, and they just go and just look to see if they can find stuff, and that's why they're always doing this. We don't do that here. We get calls from people on the hotline that need our help. We don't go out search of just to go out and go look, because to be honest, it takes a lot of time. We all have jobs, and we have families, the whole 9 yards. Yes, if I made some calls, we could probably get into a building this weekend or next weekend or whatever. But how do we know that place is not haunted? We just don't go out to 1930s buildings and put up all of our equipment and spend the night, unless we know for a fact that there has been some activity in that location. And if they call us to say, hey, can you please verify if this place is actually, haunted or not, then we will take a look. We
got approached.
Shh, don't tell them about the location, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was just only last week.
Last week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We got approached, and we're going to do this. I haven't called them yet because I'm waiting till it get a little cooler.
Yeah.
Because if we go in there and there's no AC, we're going to be burning up like crazy.
Right, yeah.
Okay. So yes,
And
we
it's
actually a
upstairs
very
and
very
stuff.
popular
Yeah.
building in Fresno.
Yay.
Okay, and we're going to go. And matter of fact, it's haunted. He
Yeah, for
guarantees
sure,
it.
yeah.
Police officers, everything. Okay, so he's actually going to allow us to go in, and he doesn't mind. A lot of people, especially businesses where they have clientele and that pay for a service in that location, like a restaurant or a theater or whatever, they don't really like to say it's haunted because they're afraid it's going to deter people from coming there. Because a lot of people are pretty weird about this stuff, especially religious people. If they hear that it's haunted, I don't want to go there. I might get scared. You know what I'm saying? But this place that we went 2 weeks ago is a very popular place. It attracts a lot of people. And he even said, you know what? I don't really care. He goes, I know this place is haunted, but if you can find something and verify it, because a lot of people who go to this building for entertainment like this type of stuff anyways. He says, if you can verify it and if you can hear something or find something, then if it attracts more people, then so be it.
Yeah, he'll exploit it.
Yeah, exploit it.
He'll pay. You have to pay more to sit on that side of the.
But I told him, I said, but listen to me. I go, if we come in here and if I don't find anything, I'm not going to make something up just to say, hey, this place is haunted.
Right.
If I don't find anything, I'm not going to find anything. Simple as that. And we'll let it go. We won't even say we came in here. But if we find something, you bet you know what, we're going to announce it and we're going to show it to you or whatever. So we'll see what happens. I'm hoping that it's going to be a good night. So we'll see what happens, but I can't wait for that night. I'm going to wait until it gets cooler though, because right now that place it's hot. It's a 2-story type of situation, and I don't want to.
And it was 2 a.m, and I was looking for the cooler.
Yeah, it was hot
in there.
Yeah,
it was bad.
So, hey, does anybody out there want to call in and have something on your mind you want to discuss?
Like Bigfoot,
ghosts, UFOs, anything like that? Why don't you call it? We have a 24-hour paranormal hotline. I've had it now going on forever. I mean, since we first started, right? Yeah. How long have you been with me?
Forever.
Talk to the mic.
Forever.
Forever.
So we've been kicking this idea around that wouldn't it be cool if people would call in last week? Actually, the creepy mountain thing.
Right.
Wouldn't it be cool? I mean, come on.
Okay, well, I have a 24-hour hotline. The phone number is area code 559-287-8367. 559-287-8367. 287-8367. The last 4 numbers represent UFOs. UFOs. All right? That is my 24-hour hotline. If anybody has anything they want to take spill tonight, go ahead and call that number right now. 559-287-8367. The last 4 numbers represent UFOs. I've had that number how long?
Forever.
Forever. You know, we all
and I still can't remember it.
Danny actually said something on the internet. You guys, he goes, it was a quote from somebody who says forever. You remember that? You know where that came from? The Sandlot when he's up in the in the tree house. Forever. For all those who don't know what the Sandlot is, shame on you. Okay, that's an awesome kids movie. Kids, screw it. I like watching that movie. That's a really cool baseball kids movie, The Sandlot. Well, anyways, yeah, I've had it going on. How old were you when you first started doing this with me?
Jeez, man.
I know you were in high school.
No, I was probably in about 8th grade.
Are you serious?
I think because that's when everything started happening.
8th grade. So Emerald in 8th grade was part of the team.
Now she's in college.
Yeah.
Almost graduated even.
Wow, I've seen you growing up. You know that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's like my second parents over here.
Yeah, basically. So
the bad
funny.
ones teach you all the paranormal stuff.
So yeah, I've had that phone number
ghost
forever. You know, I have. I'm just gonna say, law enforcement calling me on that number. It's actually stopped, and there's a reason why it stopped. But I actually had a congressman call me on that number, and it was the number was given to him by Monty Torres of the Fox Network here in Fresno. He said he witnessed something fly over his house at a low altitude, and Monty Torres gave my number, and he actually called me, and we talked.
We have a call.
All right, we got a call. Hold on.
Actually, there's been lots of big.
Hello.
reports.
Who's this?
I want to remain anonymous for
Okay.
this phone call.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay, go for it.
If you can tell me why in Madeira we've been noticing the Freemason plaque, you know, the symbol, the Masonic plaques. We've seen them pop up at least at 4 different schools. It's at the government center. It's at a what is it called? Like a community center. My question is, why would they be putting them at a school? That's my question.
And now, is it that you just have never noticed it, or you're noticing it now because we talk about it here?
No, they're new schools, so they're just kind of popping up, you know.
Okay.
Some schools that I've never been to, that I've gone to, you know, the plaques are just right in visible, plain sight.
I'm thinking donations.
Yeah, there's a Masonic lodge up in Madeira. They could be making donations.
I'm thinking I'm thinking that they're donating some money to the school prior to being built to allow them to put maybe like a playground on this, that's the only thing I can think of is donation of money. On the plaque, what did they say on the plaque?
It just says like Grand Lodge, and then they would have a number. There's one that says
it's the lodge.
Established like in 1988 from California and Nevada. There's the one at the government center also, and that's just newly built. You know, so we're just seeing these,
right.
You know, and not that we've really noticed it, but now that, you know, we talk about it on the show, and, you know, we see things on TV, you know, they're just popping up. And
right.
It's like, why would they be at a school, you know, brand new schools that are popping up here in Madeira?
Right.
And, you know, we were just like, you know, is this, you know, like where they have their meetings? Is this where they, you know, are they, you know, a part of it?
I'm thinking donations. It's got to be a donation to that particular school. You can go ask. Actually, why don't you go in one of these days if you find a plaque at a school? Say, hey, what did Lodge number 646 donate for them to allow you guys to place the plaque out in the field and ask them. It's it's not against the law. Find out. I would love to know and see how much, because the Freemasons obviously now a lot of people say, are they connected with the Illuminati? Some say yes, some say no. But the more they get their name out, the more they get the compass, with the eye or whatever, the symbol for the Masons. The more they just want to be known out there that it's them. They want to be powerful. If they can get their name out there and their logo placed on whatever they can, it's just they love that. They love it. They love their names being in the limelight. As a matter of fact, we'll talk about the rock stars and why they just the Illuminati just loves that. They love to do that.
We had Googled an aerial Google shot of an agency, which is the redevelopment agency in Madeira, and we did an aerial shot, and we noticed that it is the shape of the Freemasons. I mean, it is the shape of the compass, and that was like very, very disturbing, because it's like right in the middle of town. Mm-hmm. Of course, you can't see it unless you're above ground.
Right.
Which we had Googled that, and that was just like something that just kind of blew us away. And it was like, wow, it's just like it's right here, in plain sight.
Right.
Of course.
If you do that to Fresno and other cities like that, you'll see the same thing. As a matter of fact, Scott Walter did an episode on what's the name of the show? America Unearthed. And he did an episode where the Masons, when they first, in every city basically in the United States, a Mason probably had something to do with the engineering and the building of the city. And when they did, especially Washington D.C., that is so in your face. So and cities that you would not imagine would have the same thing, and it would be hard. The ways, like for example, Los Angeles and San Francisco, that's going to be hard because there's just so many buildings and houses. But if you go like to Fresno or Madeira, and you look from Google Earth looking downward, and just move around and see, some shapes will come up. Especially the main roads in downtown, wherever you're looking at. Follow those main roads in downtown and use that as your guide. And that should take you right around where you think something might pop up, but no, the Masons have their hands in everything.
Oh yeah,
in everything.
Do, and that's
right.
Very scary.
But I want you to know, if you can, walk into one of these schools. If it happens to be, I'm not going to say if it's one of your kids or not, but walk in, just say, hey, this is a really nice school. What did lodge number whatever's on the plaque 646? What did they donate to have their plaque be put out in front of the school? And I'm sure they'll tell you, because they're not into the conspiracy theories like we all talk about here, so they're not going to think anything of it. They just say, they donated the playground, or they donated the basketball courts, or whatever.
Right.
But
I'm going to do that.
Yeah,
I'm going to do that.
Do it.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Okay, and I want you to call me and let me know what they said.
I will.
Okay.
I will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. There's one thing why the plaque might be there. And when I worked at the casino, we were always, we take everybody's money, okay? And usually there's like a negative, a casino, you know what I mean? Like people have, they just take our money and stuff like that. So one of my jobs was to find areas where I could put money back in the community and put the casino prominently name,
logo. Okay.
on a building, and then it would say, so they could be doing the same thing, like trying to make themselves look better.
Right. Hello, this is Jeffrey saying a Paranormal Central. Who's this?
Hi, this is Darlene.
Who?
Hi, Darlene.
I was calling about, I had asked last week about Creepy Mountain.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right on. Alan actually did some research on it, and go ahead and tell her what you found.
Oh, well, I just found out that it's Bigfoot and a lot of weird, creepy sounds on that mountain, and then how it got kind of named, like where everybody knows it is Finding Bigfoot. Did a show there, but basically that's all I found.
Yeah, so there's not really much on it, just except Finding Bigfoot showed up there because somebody had a Bigfoot experience, and that's how the creepy mountain basically probably went viral, and that's why now everybody's talking about it, and that's probably why you heard about it.
Unless you live
Oh,
there.
well, no, I didn't understand. I couldn't hear very well on my phone, and I apologize. I didn't know that y'all were talking to me. We saw it on TV show,
Yeah.
and where they were going out looking for Bigfoot, and it was one named Bama something another outside of Birmingham. And then they referenced Silicaga. And the man had 80 acres. And he said that he had a sighting, he had steel cameras. And the lady that's in the show, she made a comment about a statement that he had made. When they asked him if it could have been an imposter, he said, well, he's a Second Amendment believer, so he didn't think that that would be possible. And she questioned it almost like she had no idea what he was talking about. Then we looked a little bit further, and outside of Millerville, the Alabama Bigfoot Society, there's sightings there. And then we started talking to a couple of people. They've heard about them up around Pell City and Lincoln. Had no idea, but this is a real mountainous area, and Creek Indians were here a long time ago. And Horseshoe Bend's right down the road, and there might be a lot of ghosts down there from the wars that happened. But anyway, that's all that I wanted to say, but I thank you so very much.
Okay, well, yeah, it was definitely the show Finding Bigfoot, and the girl you're talking about, her name is Renee Holland. She is the skeptic of the team. There's 4 people, obviously, and Renee was basically put there. She has no clue. She doesn't know anything about Bigfoot. She is there basically to rebuke anything that the other 3 say. So, and that's basically her position there. So don't bother taking whatever she says as fact. It's just a show. But if Finding Bigfoot was there, then there has to be a reason, and there's something going on that 80 acres, basically. So, yeah.
Well, thank you so very, very much. I hope you all have a good evening,
Okay, thanks.
and I enjoy listening. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for calling.
Bye.
So, right on. Okay. Lines are open if somebody wants to call in. 559-287-8367. 559-287-8367. The last 4 numbers represent the letters UFOS.
Yeah, how her mountain get the creepy name, like that's like this the guest we're going to have coming up, David Paulides. He's going to talk about the devil in the details, right? And some names, get their name from a long time ago from things that happened there.
Right.
And for a long time, things continue happening there, so it becomes like
there's a reason. The
Canyon, Diablo Canyon, or Hell's Half Acre, or whatever, Creepy Mountain.
Right.
I mean, things just happen there, and it makes these names, and they stick. And you can look on the map. You can go on Google Map, and you can even type in some of those names. It'll zip you right over there, man.
It's funny.
The stories are even better to read, but yeah.
And I want to say that possibly those names obviously come back from the 19th century, 18th century, and I'm thinking the Native Americans have a lot to do with these names.
Some of them,
really.
Yeah. Like mostly it's the Spanish.
Oh, Spanish. There you go.
Yeah, and the Spanish, and then the pioneers that came out, like trappers and stuff like that. But only a lot of times, like they'll get there when they get in the area. The Indians aren't mean, you know what I mean? They're not killing them,
right?
So they got the stories from the Indians. Indians are saying, "Don't go over there." That's like, don't go to that spirit place over there. We don't go there. What do they do? First thing, go over there. And then they have an experience, and then they name it. Hell's Half Acre or whatever.
Right.
Don't go in there, man. Something chased me. Yeah.
So.
Another caller.
Yay.
They're logged in.
Hello, this is Jeffrey. Hello.
Hi, Jeff.
Who's this?
This is Andrew.
Andrew, what's up?
Just had a question about if Alan's friends, Indian friends, agreed with killing a Bigfoot.
What's the question?
If Alan's friends, his Native American friends, agree with
turn
us
down your computer for me. You're on a delay.
about killing a Bigfoot.
Oh.
Probably not, because they think they're magical.
Right.
They probably think I can't kill one even if I tried. Really.
Good question. Good question. I never even thought about asking because you probably run into your Native American friends almost on a daily basis.
Mostly, they're warning me that the Bigfoot's going to kill me. I mean, serious. They tell me, "Don't go. Quit going over there. Quit tracking them. Quit." They're always telling me to quit because they say I'm going to be the one that disappears, not them. They're not afraid of what a Bigfoot could do. Like. They're what we could do to a Bigfoot, let's say.
Right.
They're more afraid of what the Bigfoot could do to us, and they know that they could throw their voice like a ventriloquist.
Right.
They could throw their voice. They could sound like any animal. They could even say your name. And one of their little tricks is they'll say your name, and then you follow it into the forest away from your people. You hear your name, and then you start following your name, thinking somebody's calling it, and then you get off over there, and then you disappear.
Wow.
I mean, that's what I get.
Now, and you guys are probably wondering, well, how do they know your name? Well, if you're with with somebody else on a camping trip, and they happen to say, "John, come here," then they're going to know that's John.
Or if you were raised in the area, and they seen you grow up, and they're like, "Hey, Alan, come here, Alan," Alan, and then. It's like that one in Canada, the Mike, and we're always making fun of it, but it really could be real in saying that and trying to get the dude away.
Right. Wow. So, great question, Andrew. Thank you.
It was a good question. Good.
Right on. Fleur is going to be here next week, so we definitely got to make some plans. Robert Scott. What?
Nothing.
Oh. Robert Scott went out there. He took his son 2 days ago out there at nighttime.
Oh, really?
And nothing happened. He said it was completely dead.
At the spot?
At the spot. I think he went to the spot. He said he was going, so I'm pretty sure it was the spot. And he said he was absolutely dead as a doorknob. Nothing happened. So,
that's interesting because when we go, every time we go, there'll be some things thrown at us. Like I'm starting to think like the Indians are like that question Andrew said about. They tell me they could throw their voice like a ventriloquist, right? And then that got me thinking. Like the last time we were there, as soon as we pulled in, we were at the top waiting for David and everybody, and things started being thrown at us. Right. So I noticed right away something hit by the tree next to me, and what did I do? I looked over there. Wow, what hit? What hit? And I'm not going to do that anymore. Now, from now on, I'm looking
the opposite direction.
I'm going to look the opposite. If something hits over here, I'm going to look over there, or try to figure out where it came from and look that.
Do you
direction.
imagine if I would have had the Fleur?
Oh, wow.
I would have went just like the 360.
Oh, that's yeah.
Like that. I would have said, "Ho!" You know what I'm saying?
They're going to be so surprised when we bring the Fleur because right now they can walk around impunity without us even knowing.
Right. And then we're gonna have 3 major 100,000 candle power spotlights, and I'm gonna go like this with the Fleur 360. Ooh,
there he is.
Dude! I'm gonna have the 3 guys. You guys ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Light it up! Boom!
Yeah.
With the cameras are on them, and depending on how far it is, if it's 50 yards, 100 yards, I'm not gonna take a shot. You guys have to understand. I'm not gonna be that. And I'm not gonna be that stupid because I gotta be, a marksman out of the military in order to. And it's got to be closer than that. So we're just going to hit the cameras to get ready, turn on the spots, and light it up. And he's probably going to go, "Ooh, how do they do that?" And probably go like this behind a tree. And hopefully we'll get that on film for you guys. And that's the whole idea on the Fleur. I can't wait.
The Indians don't even think we could kill them.
You don't think so, huh?
No. I mean, they know they had a war with them, so they were killing them.
Right.
But only they think they have high powers. I mean, it's different, you know what I mean? Like back then, when they were killing them and everything, that they were catching them, eating the children. But only now, it's like superstitious.
Superstitious?
Yeah, as the kids grow, the generations go on down, and they hear all these stories. It becomes more superstitious, and they have all these really magical everything, and probably dumb.
Right. It just.
But only they've been told these stories and passed down and passed down.
And every century it gets exaggerated, and they add more things to it. Oh, now it could fly. Now it could talk.
Yeah. Like for me, they're a ninja, but it doesn't mean they have magic. It just means they can do like any animal in the woods. They can actually blend in and disappear that fast. And they know how to use objects to put between you and them and disappear.
Right.
I mean, like within seconds, like there he is, and then there he ain't. Just like that. And probably never go more than 10 feet away from you. You know what I mean? Like they're still there, you can't see them.
Right.
And they won't reveal themselves again.
Well, so, I can't wait. I think the reason why Robert didn't get any action is because they're actually down here on the floor eating all the fruits right now.
Yeah.
That's
and
what's
the water and everything.
Yeah, because up there is dry as heck. Right now, the grapes are in season, figs,
plums,
peaches. It's like a smorgasbord right now for the Bigfoot. Yeah. As a matter of fact, the spot where we have those other 3 cameras, we still have it's been there 5 months now, 6 months. We haven't been to get the cards, and when we go back there, maybe even this weekend, we got to go back at nighttime, because in that bush area, get the floor, we can do this.
We should go when we get the
floor.
We should go.
Yeah, and just go like this.
I want to go.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, no, this one is I'm just gonna say Zediger and Ashland. This is like right here on the floor. This is right. No, y'all, we'll take you.
This ain't the mountains.
No, this is not the mountain. This is like right here. And then what we'll do is we'll get a piece of bacon and put them on you, and we'll go in that hole right there, Emerald.
Give her a
And I'll get
headband.
the floor. We'll put a GoPro on you, so if you disappear, at least we'll find the GoPro.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We love you. We love
I
you.
know.
But you're going first.
I'm gonna tell Mom.
I know you are. Which mom?
Both.
Both of them gonna kick my butt. I said butt. Keith almost had to go beat me again.
He stopped.
Okay. All right. So we got 25 minutes left. All right. What else? If you still want to call, anybody else wants to call in, go for it. I had something on the tip of my tongue. Our band, our official house band, Possessed Tranquility, is doing really good. And what do I mean by that? Well, they just released their album not too long ago, and I think you can get it on Amazon or maybe on Reverb Nation. I think Possessed Tranquility. Well, anyways, they're very popular in Brazil and in Japan. Go figure. I know Brazil, we have definitely, Alan can go to live stream and look up the analytics and find out the people that are actually watching our show. And a lot of countries are actually watching us, and Brazil happens to be a very popular one. Japan, I'm just thinking that their music is that type of music that's going to do really well in Japan and probably Mexico. But they're doing really well. They're getting a lot of radio airplay. As a matter of fact, they're going to be given an award for best requested or most requested song on a certain radio station in, I believe, Brazil and or Japan, one of those two. So, our official house band is doing some damage, and hopefully, as soon as we get on the air on national TV, they're gonna be more. Rephrase that. They're gonna do more damage. How's that? So I can't wait. Matter of fact, the soundstage, we're going to start building that this week coming up. Not next week, but this week. Going to start building that sucker so we can get in and start filming our local national TV show. I got a feeling they're going to send it out national. So 22 minutes. I'm going to ask for an hour later on, but right now they're giving us 22 minutes. I'm not going to complain. They're not charging us for the airtime, you guys, because they know we have a hit show. Yes.
Have you ever heard of that? Any of you guys that's been in TV, have you ever heard of a TV station giving you time? Right, that's what they sell. Right. That's their product. Did they give it away? No. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. That's a miracle.
Now, Orlando, the guy who production of Stellar Lens Productions, says that they're taking advantage of us.
Oh, really?
He seems to think so. I think you guys have a killer product that they're probably going to be making bank off of our 22 minutes.
True.
And I told him that.
I agree.
And I told him that. But right now, my main concern is to
make it stink.
Yeah. Yes. And
then blow it up.
Right. And let many networks come at us later on. Hopefully, God willing, that will happen. But I was trying to tell him because, you know, I'm not going to turn this down. I'm not going to say, no, I don't want, give me $5,000 and I'll give you 22 minutes. That ain't going to happen. You know, I mean, as far as them giving us money for the show, not yet, because, you know, we have to make a statement.
They
first.
can make us pay for 22 minutes.
Yeah.
And they're not really going to make a killing. They only have so many minutes in that half hour.
8 minutes. So
they're only going to make money off of 8 minutes, and they're giving away 22 minutes, right? We actually are the ones that can make a killing.
Yeah, on what we want to do is promote the show.
Right. I mean, we could get sponsors for the show that wants to, like, if anybody's listening in the Central Valley, we are going to be on the Central Valley on probably KMPH.
Which is the Fox or the
Fox.
CW.
And in a nice time slot, like 11 or 11:30.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And you could actually, like, be helping us set this up and pay for production costs and stuff like that. And we'll put you in the credits. And you will be seen by a million people.
And also, we'll also get a commercial, and I will also put it on our live stream show here as well.
Yeah, we can do that.
So you'll get a double dose. So if you know anybody who wants to do some sponsorship and a commercial of a product of a restaurant, KMPH, we can work something out. So
and to give you an idea, in 2001, I bought a year's worth of commercial time for the casino, and I was on a week. Okay, one day commercial, one. On a week, off a week. On a week, off a week. On a month, off a month. On a month, off a month. I bought a year of that, and it cost $27,000.
Ow.
Okay, so time is a very expensive thing. You know, very expensive. And we're willing to, like, give you all the minutes you want. You know.
We'll promote your
3
product.
minutes.
Oh, better believe we'll promote your product.
Yes, we will.
Depending on what product it is and how
no
we can promote
bull. You ever heard of that? No.
So.
And we still have that on our website. No bull.
Yeah, actually, yeah. So, man, but we need to talk to him about boosting up the sponsorship. Yeah, right.
He'll be like, "Hey, man, we want some of them minutes." I'm going to sell it like drugs.
Yeah, go for it.
Are you high yet? You need 5 more minutes? No.
The no bull statement is from Liquid Nitro, that energy drink that actually started 4 years ago. I guess right when you started, huh, Alan? About 4 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a long time ago. So.
Yeah, the only problem, like, that, every once in a while I glance over here and I see this. I can barely see it, but like somebody's listening from, like, the caller, she's Alabama, and then we got somebody from Washington. So, I mean, if there's anybody that's listening, we could show you the numbers that we actually have all around the world too.
Yeah.
I mean, Coca-Cola wouldn't do bad putting a Coke can or something right here, really.
Right.
For the international stuff.
Or Pepsi.
Yeah, I mean, some of our numbers, like after we do a show, we get, I don't know, 500 and something. And then overnight, it doubles, right? The overnight ones. And then our Art Bell one is like a 3-time thing.
Right.
It plays, and you get so many, and then it plays again at 1 in the morning, then it plays again in the morning.
Well, put it to you this way. And, we talked to Art Bell's people, Keith. Art Bell is coming back.
Yes, he is.
In September of 2015. When he comes back on the air, we're going to be here right along with him. And his network is going to just blow the heck up. A lot of people don't know that he has a network, and the reason is because he's not on the air. And the reason he's not on the air is because there's some
July 2015.
Oh, July.
Yeah.
1
Thank
year.
you. July 2015. There is some contract, an agreement that was made with Sirius XM that he cannot, come on the air until the contract is up, which is July 2015. When Art Bell comes back,
Is that what you call a gag order? No.
basically, when he comes back, his network or this particular network, or the Dark Matter Network at artbell.com, is going to freaking blow up.
Yeah.
And
It
if
should
you
be blowing up already.
yeah, matter of fact,
Art
I think
Bells.
it is. And if you start with us now, then you're going to ride the wave with us. We have already been told that by them, that we're going to ride the wave with Art Bell, and we're going to
He said
boom.
non-complete clause.
Non-complete clause. So so when he signed a contract for Art Bell to be on the Sirius XM wasn't until 2015. So when Art Bell dropped out, he has to, basically go with that, and so he can't do anything with anyone.
Non-complete means he ain't complete until 2015.
Right. Exactly. His contract is complete until 2015.
Right.
July. So, but let me tell you something. Right now, from what I understand, Art Bell is taking a cruise on a ship someplace with his wife and kids, because he knows when he comes back next year that he's not going to be able to take any cruises, because he's going to be smashing on the air.
Oh, non-compete.
Oh, a non-compete, which means,
complete.
okay, so he can compete against Sirius right now because he's basically still under contract, regardless if he's on or off. He's still under contract, so he cannot compete until his contract is up, which is July 2015. So, anyways,
I have this question, and this was posted to me by my grandkids, and I couldn't answer it. I didn't have time to Google it. What makes a supermoon? I mean, when I go out, it doesn't look any different. The moon's the moon, right? And I understand a blue moon is 2 moons in 1 month, or 2 full moons in 1 month. Doesn't mean it's going to be blue. So what makes a supermoon?
Is a supermoon maybe at the time it's closest to the Earth, and it's that...
I'm Googling.
Okay, you're Googling?
I know that's a dumb question, but...
No, I've heard of supermoon. I've heard...
with the closest approach the moon makes to the Earth.
There you go.
Okay, so we're having 2 of them this year, and this tonight is 1.
Okay. And usually when that happens, there's the gravitational pull. And sometimes you have some very large earthquakes and the tides and all that kind of stuff. So,
and UFOs.
Yeah.
I mean, that was why the question was actually asked me from my family, was like, when there's a super moon, does that mean there's a lot more UFOs? Like,
I
don't know, but probably.
There are instances that occur yearly where we have a lot of UFO sightings, and it just so happens that if you notice all of these UFO sightings on Facebook and then find out, well, what happened during that day, what happened, and you'll notice that we had a weird kind of moon. It was a certain date on the calendar, and for some reason those type of dates happen to correspond with a lot of UFO sightings. And I'm sure there are people out there who definitely keep a track of all that.
I thought it was like more, go look at the super moon, and I know a meteor shower too. So go out and look, and then people see more because they're out there.
There you go. Matter of fact, there's supposed to be a meteor shower too, I think, happening, right?
Tonight. Yeah.
Tonight. Oh.
Really?
Yeah. It's actually been happening. We've been sitting outside for the last 3 nights and seeing, more than usual.
How late?
10. I don't stay out longer than, all the kids go in at 10. I'll be in and out all night I'll be in and out all night. Let's put it that way, because I don't sleep that much.
You know what? Keep talking. I'm going to call Tony again and see if I can get the verification on that.
I'm actually looking forward to the FLIR.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. You can't wait. I can't wait.
When we get that FLIR, we're probably going to come back. With some FLIR pictures of a Bigfoot.
What are you laughing about over there?
Because that'll be fun.
Oh,
you guys are going to come back with everything.
That's going to be cool. Yeah, because they're there right in front of us.
Yeah. I want to go.
Oh my God. Oh, you want to go? You never told me that.
Oh, yes, I did.
Trevin.
Like 10 times.
Trevin was...
Hi, Tony. This is Jeffrey Gonzalez.
Trevin was like running
from
them.
You know what? I'm doing my show right now on the internet. Can you do me a big favor? Can I put you on the air real quick, and can you tell me about your friend who went missing from your union guy? Just say his name and tell me what happened to him. You know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. Oh, yeah. Don't wait. Let me put you on the air, okay? Hold on. Okay.
Cool.
He has 15 minutes.
Tony, you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, what was the name of that guy?
Bob Willis Jr.
Robert Willis Jr.?
Yes.
Wow. So what happened? He went up. You told me the story. What was the story?
I don't know. He went out. They found his truck, and they found, that was it.
They found his
Yeah.
truck, and and he had his gun inside the truck.
Yeah. I believe so. Yeah.
And so, what did he go up? Was he like hunting, or what did he go up for?
I have no idea, why he went up there. But he was up there, and
Okay.
they never found him.
Wow, because we're talking about it on the show right now, and we have some people who know him who are listening to us, and they were telling us that his family still goes out looking for him. Is that true?
Yeah. I you know what? I have no idea what the family are doing. But
Okay.
that's what I heard.
Okay.
And,
Right. Okay.
but I don't know what's going on.
Right on. Okay, Tony, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay, bye. That was him.
Yeah, he said the same name and everything.
Robert Willis Jr. Yep.
Like, I know the one that I know that was out there, he was with the fighter wing,
Right.
the 144th, and they went looking for him too for
A long time.
months, and over 100 guys at a time, and they never found him either. Every weekend, 100 guys hit the area and never found him.
Wow.
For like over a year.
Don't you guys who are listening right now think that extremely odd for that many missing people? As a matter of fact, whenever I get a story about a missing person, especially in California, I'll post it on my wall. And somebody went and replied, "Why in California? Why in California are these people coming up missing?" Well, I don't think it's just California. The reason why you're hearing about it is because I'm letting you know about it. And that is the reason. I'm sure in other states, in Texas and Washington, there are probably as many missing people going on there. But if you don't live there, and if you don't read the newspapers or listen to the media, then you don't know about it. Here in California, the reason why we're so into this, because of David Paulides and the missing people and the Bigfoot, I keep my ears open. And I monitor Facebook on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, on a minute basis. And when I see somebody in, let's say, Los Angeles or San Diego or Northern California put something up on Facebook about a missing person, well, then I'll share it on my page. And that's why you always hear about California. But other states as well come into play. I mean, there are Arizona, New Mexico, missing people up there. What I hear about it, and I put it on my wall. So there are a lot of missing people, but you guys understand too, there are millions and millions and millions and millions of people in the United States. For one person to go missing, it's not a big deal, but you have to think about the way they went missing or how they find the body. That's when you have to really step back and say, wow, this happened exactly in Yosemite or in Northern California. David Paulides has wrote the book and tells you exactly how they're finding all these bodies over a cliff, 100 feet, 150 feet away from the cliff, camouflaged, like a bunch of leaves and stuff over the body, no shoes on. The searchers were there the day before looking and did not find him, and all of a sudden now he shows up at this location. Stuff like that. It's happening over and over and over again. Exactly how they're finding one body, they're finding another body the same way. And obviously there's a routine going on here. And why is it, that a hiker who wasn't supposed to be at this location a mile away is now climbing a cliff that is so dangerous? There is no reason for him to be climbing this cliff. And then now all of a sudden he fell off of this cliff. And the coroner says, well, he died because he fell off a cliff. But what the heck, what was he doing up this cliff in the first place? This is a stupid way for him to climb over this mountain. He's going to be climbing on a cliff. All right? Stuff like that doesn't make any sense. But yet, all of the missing people, if they do find the bodies, they're finding them the exact same way. And David Paulides is calling it out. He's calling them on every single one. Matter of fact, the fireman in, I don't want to say Lake Arrowhead, Bear Mountain, up there in Southern California, the fire man who went missing with his buddy, David Paulides was on another talk show. Matter of fact, he was on the Dark Matter Network on another show, and he told that host on the air, this is how they're going to find his body. And guess what? They found it exactly how David Paulides said they would. So obviously, David Paulides is onto something. But what it is, at this point in time, he's not going to tell you it's a Bigfoot, because now things have changed. Though, at first, I think he would have had the Bigfoot thing be the culprit, but now I think he's changed 180 degrees. When we have him on, for those who don't know, we're going to have him on September the 9th or September 7th, whatever Sunday that is. I'm having him on the show.
That's this month.
Next month. September?
Well, this is August.
We're almost there, though. 3 weeks. 3 more weeks, and we're there. Actually, 1 month away, to be exact.
I want the heat gone.
And, yeah. And, but, we're going to talk about certain things. I'm not going to bring up Bigfoot, because right now, I don't think, I don't know. But we're going to get into it pretty deep. So I can't wait for that show. Again, David Paulides is going to be on the first week of September. We're going to have him on the show. Have a couple of books that we're going to give away. Matter of fact.
Oh, you got him in.
Look at what he sent us. Missing 411. The Devil's in the Detail. David Paulides, the 4th book.
I love that Devil's thing.
Got 2 of them to give away. What other show gives away books? Hold on, let me think.
Ellen. Oprah.
Hey, that's not right. I can't think of another internet show that gives away books like this.
Huh.
We do, because we're awesome. So, Missing 411. Got a couple of books that we're going to be giving away on that show. So I can't wait for that show.
That's good. That's going to be a good book.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's going in, the devil is in the details, and all
and remember,
the places
when we do callings,
are
you have to
devil.
set a time. Yes, so you have to set a time.
Well, okay, we'll do it after he finishes talking with him, but we'll have to figure something out. I know what you're talking about because of the delay and everything. So okay.
Oh yeah, that kind of like some people can win because there's no delay for them.
Yeah, but no, we'll have to announce it like 4 minutes to the hour or something, because we have an atomic clock here. So for all those who have cell phones, that cell phone time is pretty much it's connected with or synced up with all the cell phones, because they are all basically atomic time, and then we'll go with that time to give away a book. So that way, if there's a delay or whatever, no matter what you call at that particular time. So, all right, we got like 7 minutes left to go.
Yeah. So what about this underground base thing?
Thank you for bringing that up. The contractors at the Fresno airport are still taking out dirt.
Yes.
Still?
They're
Weren't they
still
taking out dirt
well
like
now.
last year?
Now they're on a different part of the airport. They're actually in the locations where the jets are parked, and they've been digging a hole in one spot, and they've been just excavating dirt by the tons. I caught the other day. I had to leave early. As a matter of fact, I was going to go to my father's operation in San Francisco. I was going down the 180, and there was a bunch of dump trucks coming up, going right toward the airport, making their rounds. And they're doing this at nighttime because they know I'm watching them. But guess what? I caught them again. So they are enlarging the base underground in a different location now. Maybe they're extending. I don't know what they're doing, but they are running out of places to dump this dirt anywhere in Fresno. It's like they're placing this dirt wherever they can. And they're making it bigger underground, guys. We have a high sophisticated facility here in Fresno, California. It has already been verified.
Yeah.
All right, it has been verified, you guys. Trust me when I say this. We have a very high-tech underground facility here in Fresno. What they're doing underneath there, I have no clue. All right, I have no clue.
I just talked to somebody that worked in it, and he wouldn't tell me very much, except for that it goes deeper and bigger than what I think.
Yeah, and that's why I have, with my 2 own eyes, I have seen 2 Janet airplanes parked out at the Fresno airport many, many years ago. I spotted the 2 airplanes parked there. Now, somebody was saying it just so happens that here in Fresno, California, this is where they actually put on the tires for those particular jets. Okay, I don't know why, but they got the contract for that. Maybe because they got the contract for that is because there's a reason for them to come here often than you think. And I think now they're coming here at nighttime when we're asleep. That's what my feeling is, because when I mentioned it on the air many moons ago that I spotted 2 Janet airplanes. For all those who don't know what the Janet airplane is, those are the airplanes that transfer the workers from McCarran Airport in Las Vegas to Area 51. With those, I mean, you know what I'm talking about? Those white airplanes with the red stripe on the side.
737.
And they actually, if you Google and you go to Google Earth and you go to McCarran Airport, right now, you guys, there is a spot on the air mat on the tarmac where there's a spot where they park all of those airplanes, and you can see them from Google Earth. You'll see them all in a line, and actually there are 737s, I think a couple of 727s, and they actually have some private ones that are parked there with it, but they're not hiding it. It's all out in the open, so you can go to Google Earth, McCarran Airport in Las Vegas, and you will see what I'm talking about. Just zoom in right there on the airport, and you're going to see all the white planes with the red stripes. Those are the planes that take the workers to Area 51, guys. Very cool. And it's not a myth. They're for real.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
When we made a trip, when I worked for the casino, we made a trip over there,
Mm-hmm.
and I asked the taxi cab driver as we were leaving the airport to pull around over there and park, and we actually watched like some of them come in and land. I mean, they're not hiding it. They're doing it in the day.
Absolutely. You know, they leave early in the morning, and they come back late at night to bring them back home, because, you know, this is where they live in Fresno. In Las Vegas. So it's public thing, you guys. I mean, the planes are parked there. We know that they go someplace, and we know where they go.
They've been like stepping up the underground base, like digging everywhere.
Yeah, it's like
lately, like they're really stepping it up.
Yeah, big time. They're something is coming our way, guys.
Yeah,
I can tell you right now, something.
And they all want to go underground to hide, and all us guys up on top, we might be in trouble.
Something is going on. And that's something else that we can talk about on another show. I don't know. Something is coming up. But, okay, I think we're done here.
Start to wrap up.
I appreciate everybody sticking around and listening to us and watching us wherever you may be. Obviously, you know we like this stuff, or else we wouldn't be here. I appreciate it. Again, I'm having a blast. Alan's having a blast. Emerald's out there just kicking it, relaxing, doing stuff.
She's having fun.
We're going to cut it for Danny.
Huh?
It's an inside joke. Just cut it.
Cut it? Okay, we're going to cut it. All right, we're going to cut it.
Danny said cut it.
All right, that's it. Thank you very much for showing up. My name is Jeffrey Gonzalez, Alan Thomas, and Emerald Bonilla. We want to thank you for showing up tonight. Appreciate it. You've just been listening to Paranormal Central, broadcasting live from the scariest place on Earth.
And you're listening to Possessed Tranquility.
Take care. Bye.
You have been listening to Paranormal Central with Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas, broadcasting worldwide at paranormalcentral.net and on artbell.com. Stay tuned for next time. Remember to keep your eyes to the skies. And we hope you witness something you cannot explain.